Hello, this is just an editor's response. The editor is me, as I am also the primary sole content provider, to Jamie Butterworth, asking about why is there a law in Japan against foreign companies owning Japanese ones. Even myself, I thought this was a fact. So I went to Google, tried to find it out, couldn't find any law actually written about this. Because I'm not without recourse, I emailed a friend of mine who is from Japan and lives there, to see if this was in fact a law. And I'm going to tell you what he told me. Right here. Look at my smartphone. Oh. Okay, it's not a, there was a law written in the 1900s that basically said that foreign companies couldn't own majority share in Japanese ones. It was repealed in 1988, so 88-year-old law. It's also part of a, it's not a written law, it's more of a cultural thing. The Japanese just don't want foreigners owning their shit. There are a few companies that are owned by foreign enterprises, but they don't do too well in Japan. Things may have changed slightly, but it's still not a major thing in Japan. So, and don't discount a cultural bias against things. There are quite a few cultural biases that the Japanese have that are very, you'd think in the 21st century would be over and done with, but they're still very much have a huge effect on Japan even today. So, yeah, there is no legal law saying that a foreign company can't own a Japanese company, but there are very, very few foreign companies that own Japanese companies. There's a cultural bias against it that is quite interesting. So, put that away. So basically, it's just, it's a cultural thing, not so much an actual legal law, but don't think that because it's not an actual legal law and it's a cultural bias against foreigners owning stuff in their country, that it doesn't actually have an effect on actual buying and spending habits in Japan, because it does. With that being said, an amendment, Microsoft could buy Capcom, but I still just don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't see Microsoft buying Capcom's debt for a few IPs. Don't see it happening. So with that being said, that's just the end of this little response video. This goes out to Jamie Butterworth, or Butterworthy, if you're familiar with that term, with that name. Thank you and have a good day.